What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Of course, you know it's your boy B High Radio Shout in. Stepping in the building, I got an Atlanta legend stepping off in this thing. Music executive and all of that good stuff. Ian Burke, what's good with it, boss?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you doing, man?
Man, feeling good, feeling great. Appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to sit in here and kick a little flavor with me today, man.
For sure.
I mean, Ian, I need you to take me to the top, though, sir. Okay? You know,
take it all the way back.
I want you to take it all the way back to Ichiban. And really, I want you to take it back before Ichiban, man.
Right.
When was it that music bug hit you or that entertainment bug hit you? You said, you know what, this seems like something that I want to do.
Well, I was brought up in a musical family, or a family that appreciated music.
Okay.
My father was a musician.
Yeah.
I was born and raised in Mount Vernon, New York.
Okay.
And I moved here to Atlanta to escape to moving to Florida with my parents who were retiring.
Okay.
So I heard a lot about the city. Mm-hmm. So I came down here to study computers. And, you know, I was going to be a computer scientist.
Oh, hell no.
That's what it was. And it just so happened that one of the gentlemen in my class, Arthur Brown, was a bass player for a local band called Friends Inc. And, you know, asked me if I could help him move some equipment one day.
Yeah.
And that one experience, they were opening up for Howell Melvin and the Blue Notes.
My God.
At Mr. V's Figure 8.
Okay, then.
Back in 1985.
Campbellton Road.
You understand?
Yes, sir.
So that one night changed my life. You know what I'm saying?
God.
That I just saw things. That's when I got bit. And I got bit hard.
So then what was your first foray after that into actually being hands-on with the game then?
Well, that took me in a space where I was like, I began being a roadie, which is someone who moves equipment, sets equipment up and stuff like that for bands.
Yeah.
I dropped out of the computer school and started attending the Art Institute.
Okay.
They had a commercial music program back then and that I graduated from. And I just started, you know, just sucking everything in, just like a sponge. Like I was learning all aspects of the industry, whether it was sound recording, music video production, sound, marketing and promotions, copyright law. You know, I was getting all of those experiences thrown at me. So, and then the business was kind of bubbling here. You know, we had a few hip hop acts that were out. There was one guy that one of my friends, Brian, who had this artist named Joe Cool, that he was promo and marketing, and you know, I got a little bit of experience doing that, handing out records, doing street teamwork and stuff like that. And I just started, you know, just building my resume.
Okay, being at the Art Institute, though, how do you feel like your education impacted your career in the long run?
It gave me a great foundation.
Okay.
It taught me a lot that I could use. But the good thing was I was out in the field. I was already doing things.
You need both of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would definitely recommend having that education as the foundation for your career in this business.
I agree with that. So, okay, how did you find yourself at Ichiban, though?
Well, I was managing a group called Arrested Development.
Okay, then.
Back in the day, and I had taken the group as far as I could personally take them. By this time, I had made good friends with Jermaine Dupri and his father, Michael Malden. So when I showcased the band at an event that I was doing and Michael Malden was there, I transferred management over to Michael Malden. And Michael had a good relationship with the people at Ichiban, and they were looking to open a hip-hop department.
Okay.
And he recommended me for the position, and they hired me.
Okay, talk to me about discovering a young Arrested Development before they even blew. I mean, what were they singing? What was that whole situation like?
Well, you know, before Arrested Development, they were Secret Society. They were like a Southern Public Enemy. That's what I call it. You know what I'm saying? Very, very radical and all of that. It was great because you know, I was like their default manager. Like we had at one point in time, we had all decided to move in together, and you know, while we were recording most of the records that you heard on the first album, and it was like, okay, you're the oldest, you know. Help us with our career. You know, I went around and, you know, got them gigs and stuff like that. Anything that a startup manager would do, and also as a fan of the music, because I believe that any good manager is a fan of your music.
Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? If they can't support you and your music, then what are they there for?
Come on now.
You know, so I really loved the music that Speech and Headliner was creating.
Okay.
And I just knew that I wasn't able to I had no connections, man. I was a newbie myself.
Yeah.
And Michael Malden he was doing a lot with the Fresh Fest tours and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He had his son on the Fresh Fest tour.
Yeah.
He was managing his son. He was managing his son's first group, Silk Times Leather, that came out on Geffen Records.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, this guy's got more experience than me.
Yeah.
He knows more people than me.
Come on.
Let's make it happen. So,
okay, when you get over there with Jermaine Dupri and Michael Malden, what was that whole situation like? Seeing a young Jermaine Dupri trying to figure his stuff out at the same time too.
It was Judy Lane. I told Jermaine on Instagram, when they do your biopic, it should be called Judy Lane, the house on Judy Lane, because that's where I ran. I took a lot of people through that house before they actually blew up.
Yeah.
When I took Escape over to him, he was still in that house.
Yeah.
We were celebrating his 19th birthday, and they sang happy birthday to him. That's where he put together Crisscross. When I brought Lisa Left Eye Lopez over to his house to do some work with him there, everybody came through that house on Judy Lane.
My God. I mean, but with him being at the tender age of 19 and then Escape, they were nothing but kids at the same time too. Mm-hmm. How the hell were all of y'all young folks able to make such an impact at that time?
Well, I tell you, and that's why I feel like JD is probably the most slept on person here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. I was there with him in his bedroom because he turned his bedroom into a makeshift studio. I was there watching him create. And it was amazing, to watch it, because he was younger than 19 at that time.
Yeah.
He was like 16, 17. And just watching him do what he do, I would just sit there, I'd just go over to his house just to watch him work.
Yeah.
And then that's when I started bringing people through it. I know a guy that got a studio, you know what I'm saying? I know a guy, he did some work. He's got major releases, because at that time he had released Silk Times Leather. And that was on he produced that whole album at 15, 16 years old, on a major label, Geffen Records. So, when he got the Crisscross situation, and at that time I was developing the group that was to be known worldwide as the STLC.
Come on now.
So we started working closely together. He was helping me with TLC, and I was helping him with Crisscross. Okay. And we started building from there. And so when Crisscross and TLC blew up, I was like, all right, well, the next thing that fell into my lap was Escape. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, we gonna go see JD. But I don't get it twisted. By this time I was building relationships with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I had a solid relationship with Dallas Austin, who also started with me in the basement of the band Princess of Starbreeze, who was signed to MCA Records. So I knew him also when he was 16, 17 years old.
Crazy.
So I also took Escape to him.
Yeah.
But it was Jermaine who had the vision to see what exactly to do with these young ladies.